Okay, so in the last video, we worked on finding the probability of mutually exclusive events or disjoint events, something like rolling a 5 or a 6. They can't occur at the same time, so finding their probability is relatively easy because you just take those two and add them together. It would be 1 out of 6 plus 1 out of 6. Now we're going to take a look at non-disjoint or non-mutually exclusive events, and A and B are not disjoint or not mutually exclusive if they can occur at the same time. So then they are not disjoint. Another way to say this is or not mutually exclusive. Okay, so if that's the case, and this is going to seem a little weird at first, I'm going to write the formula out. You're going to do the probability of A, and you're going to add the probability of B, but then you are going to subtract the probability of A and B. And I would like to just highlight this and just say the easiest way to remember what this is this is the overlap. Okay? So again, you'll see what I'm talking about in a second with the next example. Is things that are not mutually exclusive, they can occur at the same time. It's like being bald and having glasses. You can be bald and have glasses at the same time, right? So those things would be not disjoint or not mutually exclusive because they could occur at the same time. So the next problem says, choose one of 4 cards: King of Clubs, King of Diamonds, Queen of Clubs, Jack of Clubs. And it says, find the probability of getting a king or a diamond. Well, the ones that have K's represent the king, right? So how many of those are there? There are 2. So again, we're just picking from 4 cards. So the probability of getting a king is 2 out of 4. And now we're going to do the probability of getting a diamond. Well, the diamonds, that's this one and then that's this one, right? So the probability of getting a diamond is also 2 out of 4. But now, take a look right here. You're going to see something going on. You see this one right here? That one was double counted, right? It was counted in the first fraction. It was counted in the second one. This is what I mean when I talk about the overlap. So there is one of those, so I need to subtract 1 out of 4. So you do the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A and B, the King of Diamonds. Now again, people don't like fractions, but they have a common denominator, so we just need to add the tops. 2 plus 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3 out of 4. So again, if I were to, let me clean this up real quick and look. Basically, after we did that, if you count the items that we did, so we had here, and then we had here, it's really 1, 2, 3 items out of 4. Okay, the next problem says a spinner is numbered 1 through 15. What is the probability of the spinner landing on an odd number or a multiple of 3? Well, I think the best thing to do here is to go ahead and write those numbers out. So let's take a second and let's write out the numbers 1 through 15. Okay, so we write those numbers out. I hope you took a second to do that as well so you can follow along with me. So we're doing the probability of getting an odd or multiple of 3. So let's take this first one first. Let's find the probability of getting an odd number. Well, I'm going to go through and I'm going to count them. The odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. So the probability of getting an odd is 8 out of 15. And now we're going to take a look and try to find the multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So the probability of getting a multiple of 3 is 5 out of 15. Now, we know we're going to add these first two, but we need to check for some overlap. So we put the plus sign between these, and then let's look for our overlap. So our overlap is going to be, there's 1, there's another 1, and then there's finally the last one. This is what I mean by the probability of A and B. These are both odd numbers that are multiple of 3. So they're odd and multiples of 3. And there are 3 out of 15 of those. And then we know we're going to subtract that, right? So we subtract that overlap. 8 plus 5 is 13, minus 3 is 10 out of 15, which is the same thing as 2/3. Again, please always remember you could write this as a decimal or you could write it as a percentage, right? So we can always represent this all three ways. Look at the question and the way it's asking. Usually there's clarification in how they want the answer.